Okay, I think it's recording now. Okay, so we have Melody Lopez. She's a current student at UNT, the Denton campus, and I prepared a mini interview for my presentation. So we are going to start off with saying, what is your major right now at UNT?
So I'm in the College of Business at UNT, and my major is in finance.
What's your major is in finance. Now, what made you apply to UNT? Like, how did you hear about it?
So I was briefly part at one of my high schools, a program called AVID, and we kind of researched a lot of different universities. We visited some campuses, and out of high school, I actually got accepted to UNT Dallas. But I ended up going to community college first, and then afterwards I decided UNT in Denton would be a better fit for me.
Okay. Is it far away from where you were living or no?
So in high school I was in Cedar Hill, so UNT Denton, UNT Dallas was a lot closer. But then I ended up moving, and so it ended up being a lot closer to go to Denton.
How do you commute? How would you commute? Would you drive there or most of the
Yeah,
time?
so I actually don't stay on campus. I live in an apartment. It's about 25 minutes away from campus. So, but it's about the same commute to work because I'm also working part-time at a bank
Okay.
while going to school.
Now, when applying, did you take advantage of like the scholarships or what type of resources did you find once you applied?
I did. So I actually took advantage of FAFSA first. And then I also did some research and applied to the general scholarship that UNT offers, and ended up getting a full scholarship to go to school.
Wow, that's awesome. So in terms of resources within the campus, because I know there's the campus are beautiful, and if you are on campus, obviously you technically live there. Like there's a lot of things that you can, like the rec center and stuff like that. What resources did you take advantage of?
So I think the main one with me not living on campus, it was tutoring. I would go to school. The days that I did go to school, I made sure I was there all day. So I would, at the beginning, in my first semester at UNT, I made sure to take advantage of my advisors. But then after that, I felt like I had a good grasp of everything. And I mainly just took advantage of the tutoring in classes that I needed.
Kind of like the first semester, it's always like, just give me a map of what I need, and then I'll follow
Getting
that.
a feel for everything.
Yeah, and then like trying to choose the classes and whatever you're enjoying the best, as long as it's part of your major. So, and then I remember the first semester is always like, just show me how to add my classes and I can do it. Show me how to register and I can do it. But they're always, there to help you if you have any questions about your major. Now, were you a part of any like student organization? And if you weren't, would you like to be a part of one? And would you, if you went back and started, would you be a part of any student organization?
So I think I did look at multiple because I did want to be a part of it, but I think working at a bank and then also going to school full time, it made it a little difficult for me. But I did make sure if there was any meetings that I could go to, I would go to. And then last semester, I really took advantage of it was a insurance and risk management kind of club that I would go to that really helped me with the classes that I was taking at the time.
Yes, because I saw that they have this office in like finance or like money management. Like they teach you how to manage your finances, and I'm like, that's really cool.
No, yeah, they have a lot of different things. The only thing that was, since I had all my classes on 2 days and I was only on campus for 2 days, they would usually like be during my class time. So anytime that I could go to them or a class was canceled or something, I just went to
I
get
was
a feel
impressed.
for it.
I was impressed of how big the campus was, and I mean, I didn't go to it. I was just watching. But they have a lot of dining halls. Like I was like, there's a bunch of restaurants. We like the campus that I work in. Like we don't even have a cafeteria. Like we're always like munching on
Oh
the
yeah, no, it's huge. I think since I was already so concentrated on my major, when I transferred to UNT, I was only in one hall the whole time.
Mhm.
Um, but last semester I was able to go to a different part of the campus, and I was like, I've never seen this before. It's huge.
I do believe you because it seems like it's enormous. Um,
Yeah, and they're still building onto it now.
I know. I saw there's a lot of construction too. I think it's in. They're gonna add one in Frisco. They're gonna add a
Hmm.
building in Frisco. So, talking about the issues with the current pandemic, did you get to experience any issues on campus, like when everything started with COVID?
So I didn't experience any of it just because it started after spring break was when they decided that they were going to go full on online for everything.
Okay.
So it was kind of your teachers were emailing you, kind of,
Yeah.
this is what's going to happen, and we'll make sure to keep as much contact as we can. But then I also had teachers that just didn't email me at all. And I was like, okay, what's going on?
Don't leave me hanging. Hello. um, Basically, because you are in a business major, like me finishing my bachelor's when everything was starting, it was all right because it was an interdisciplinary study. Like the materials didn't have any numbers or anything like that that I needed to be in person. Did you think that was an issue for you, like not being online and trying to learn like your courses without being in person, or were you already used to like the online classes?
So I actually made it a point not to take online classes because I felt like I learned more being in person with my instructor and with people that can answer questions pretty immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit of a challenge having to go from in person to all online because I was taking upper level, more difficult math classes or very, I don't know, it was just very difficult for some classes as opposed to others just because you want to be able to ask questions to your teacher right then and there. And my finance classes, the teachers wouldn't do, not all of them would do very detailed Zoom classes and stuff like that. So it did make it a little bit more challenging, but made it through those classes at least.
Okay. And what would you think, or out of like the top of your head, what would you change of the campus? Talking about everything, resources, advising, um, construction, tutoring, anything. If you would change something to make it better, what would it be?
I think advising would be something that I would touch a little bit on. At least in the College of Business, it was very, if you didn't ask something, they wouldn't really give you the information. And they don't tell you, well, this is how you kind of want to take your classes or a certain way. I ended up taking my classes in all different orders. I would take like the most difficult ones first and then ended up taking like the easier ones later. I was like, this would have really helped me in the class I took last semester.
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind, I felt like it was more get you in, answer your questions, and then on to the next person.
Yeah. I always think or my best feedback I get, or like advice I get from previous students. Like I always try to socialize with somebody that was like a semester ahead of me or had the same major, like try to socialize and network with people that have my same major so that they could be like, okay, take this class. No, don't take that class because no, I would recommend you to take that class. It's that because I do exactly the same thing with other students like that go to HEC here.
Hmm.
And I'm like, nope, don't take that professor because he's not going to help you. Or just don't take that class in the summer, or don't take those two classes together. And everybody's like, you should do advising, and I'm like, no. but
No.
but I mean, I don't think I would. Uh, I mean, I would think about that, like just to get the experience. Like if I want to go in higher education in another department, I would think of doing that. But sometimes colleges or universities, they don't understand how important it is, like for advising, because that's like the first thing that that students experience once they get to college. But I think then that would be something that UNT could have um, to improve then. But thank you so much for answering all of our questions. This will go in our presentation so that students can get to know more about UNT and know, like, at least for my professor to see that we did the research on in terms of like the students and the experiences that the students have at the college. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. My pleasure.
Thank you.